go out of this room. But you have to become tough. Then only you can last. What we believe as Udgam School and as our newly born sister school Zebar, what we believe is good teachers make a great school. We need teachers to be very good. No matter what is the scenario, quality teaching will always be in demand. That is my belief. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. While one of the person on this in the earlier session said, till next time, I really don't know whether we will have money for next annual teacher conference. If FRC says that annual teacher conference is not useful, we may not have that. Okay? But you have to be good teacher. No matter what FRC says, your services will always be in demand. Now, how it works is, how do we become a good teacher? It's simple, overcome your weakness. Oh, it's so 3-letter words, overcome your weakness. But the biggest problem is we need to identify our weakness, we need to understand how we overcome it, and then we have to overcome it. Continuously improve. Like Udgam School, we improve ourselves continuously. Like those who have attended all like 5 sessions, 5 ATCs past, they can notice the phenomenal change for everything. I was just noticing, I was commenting that all the presentations have also drastically improved than last year. And if anybody who is new wants a proof, most of them are on YouTube, and you can compare with last few years and this year's, and you can know that we are continuously improving. Until we do all this, no regulation is going to hurt us. How can you teach the same topic better year on year? You know, that is something which you need to worry about. Okay, one professional development is learn necessary skills for your job. Technology, there are a lot of, the list is long, so I will go fast, but technology, like we introduced the mobile app. I know some teachers actually have already downloaded it. Who has downloaded it already? Okay, that award goes to that one teacher. Did it download? Did you log in? Okay, it works. Yeah. So, you know, she's a role model for you. We also have technologies in like using smartboard, using the various portals and everything. Compliance to various laws. So, you know, there is this saying in legal circles, ignorance of law is no excuse. Ignorance of law is no excuse. So have you, do you know the laws applicable to you? Like teaching? Can you slap a child? Why? Which law? Okay, trust me, it's my advice. You should know laws which are applicable to you. You don't want to break any law. Ignorance of law is no excuse. Okay, so what is the law for CBSE for as a teacher? You should know, do your research. Your vice principal may be able to help you. If she is not able to help you, you cannot use that excuse in court of law. That our vice principal did not tell me that I did not have to slap the child. Okay? This is something which is very necessary. We are in a highly litigious society. We are becoming like US. You know, US has highest lawyers per capita. And they are every day fighting. You know, the one lady was having this hot coffee, and while driving the car, she put that cup on between her legs, and that hot coffee spilled on her legs, and she got burns, and she sued McDonald's that you have to pay for my hospital bills. And she won. We are becoming that society. So there was this person who was served non-veg food instead of vegetarian, and McDonald's sued McDonald's. McDonald's had to pay $1 million, not to that person, to Hindu charities for hurting Hindu sentiments. Fact. We are going there. One day, if If you say bad anything to child, the child will go home crying that teacher hurt me emotionally. Sister Shivani will say that is even worse than slapping. And I don't know what will happen to you. So understand the legal structure. It is important. Record keeping. We have a lot of record keeping. Records help us save our skin, to be very honest. If we have proper records, we can show that we have taken due care in educating your child. In case your child still suffers, we have brought to notice to the parents. Don't forget record keeping. I've heard from unofficial sources that teachers don't like record keeping. They like teaching. I know. I also didn't join this field to maintain records. But unfortunately, we have to. It is like the other side of your job. Know your students personally. Okay, so if you want to be a better teacher, you should know your students personally. It's a good time, spend some time in knowing them personally. What are their strengths, their weakness. Speaking in English, every time we have been saying that, and but still till the parents complain that Udgam is so much English, unless they brand us as British school, we have to speak in English. We have to speak in English. Typing faster, okay, for 4 fingers. Learn this. If you know everything else, learn typing faster. It's a simple thing. It will help you in record keeping. It will help you in create excellent worksheets. It will help you in communication with parents. Creative writing. Okay? It is very helpful. We'll talk about that later in the next slide. Why I wrote creative writing here. So how to know that you are better than last year? Any suggestion? How do I know as management of the school that you as a teacher are better than last year? Sorry? Feedbacks. Feedbacks are not very relevant, not reliable. They are good. If you have good feedback, it is good. But if you don't have bad feedback, that doesn't mean you are good. It's okay. I would say feedback is one strong evidence, but it may not be the only. Yes, anything else? Yeah, so no negative feedback, positive feedback is good. Okay. So you are placing a lot of importance on what people say. Good idea. That's something good. Sorry? Matlab kya? Okay. Yeah. So what I have researched and found out that the cheapest and most effective way to improve education across the world has been teacher portfolio development. Now, any teacher who is from Eklavya? Okay, we have 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, do they do portfolio development there? I've seen teachers' portfolios from Eklavya. Do they still do it? Yes, no? Okay, I can't hear. Okay, they have or they don't? Okay. So I'll explain what is, I know many people know, teaching is not a new funda, it is something which was done about 20 years ago also. I'm just reiterating the fact that we need to improve, and having a teacher portfolio will help you actually see whether you are developing or not year on year. So just to answer this question, we know there is a tangible evidence of your professional progress. Now, what is teacher portfolio development? What does it contain? How do you go about it? Everything can be found on Google. Okay? I'll just touch upon it a bit, and we plan to teach like the principals and the vice principals, on how each teacher should go about it. What it contains: a resume, awards, which you are going to get, some of you today, letters of appreciation from colleagues, from parents, from superiors, from students. This is something for feedback. Now, also trainings attended. So which training did you attend? What did you learn from it? Why did you attend? And what effect it was had on your teaching? What it contains. Okay, teaching goals. Why do you do that teaching? What is the purpose of covering that topic? And you can have lesson plans, photos of activity done. So actually I was very happy looking at that middle school section photographs, and other sections also had done photographs. And you can just put, if you have done that activity, suppose they had this compost activity. So suppose you put it in your portfolio that you did this compost activity to teach this topic, and you put it in the portfolio. Who do you show it to? For whom are you making? You are making to show it to your vice principal 1 year later, or to show it to your colleagues, or to anybody like principal, anybody. The reason is also you get a track of what you are doing, and sometimes we may be doing a great thing and forgetting it the next year. Presentation you have made. These days portfolio are not only paper. You can put a CD, you can put a pen drive, so you have something on record. There are teachers in this room, for years they have been teaching the same chapter to the same class with the same topics. Okay? So you can improvise year on year, and imagine you will be at a much better place. Worksheet, question paper that you are proud of. You know, you should do something which you are really proud of. I am sure everyone would have one such material which you would be proud of. Any plan of action of improvement in teaching. So the point is that you not only mention that you have taught this, you see that outcome and then say, okay, I will improve. Any publication, suppose your article gets published in the newsletter, online, someplace. Video recording of teaching session. This is a very important thing. In fact, Bill Gates had mentioned in his session, one of the TED Talks, that one of the most important thing technology can help teaching is self-feedback. So you can put a mobile phone on a tripod stand, and you can record your own lecture in the class, and you can review it and see whether it was effective or not. And learn from it. You do not need anybody else. You just look at how you speak, and you will know what to improve. The most important, reflections. So don't put your own photo there. That is not a reflection. What is reflection is analysis and evaluation of your own work. You do yourself, your analysis and your evaluation of work done. Okay? So this is it for teacher portfolio development. Any questions? Till now, we are going to change the topic now. So each teacher has to develop a file in which you put everything year on year, okay? And that is how you develop professionally. It has proven to be the cheapest, the most effective way to improve teaching, okay? Theory, tipping point. So I have a theory, you know, I'm a very theoretical person. I like to make my own theories, and I like to copy different people's theory and implement them. I know it's challenging on my staff and subordinates at times, and also my family members and my friends, but I will take this opportunity to talk to you about tipping point. Have you read about this book of Tipping Point? Anybody? No, great. Okay, so this is a graph of a particular unit being sold. Now, if you understand, okay, so there is a cell of sales numbers. It is going slowly. Then something happens between two vertical lines, and that increases the sale, you know, mind-boggling numbers. And then again, then it follows a pattern. So this area is called a tipping point. Okay? So now we'll talk something about yawning. While yawning is something which is it does not, you should not control it. It is, it damages your body. So if you feel like yawning, please do so. Brain requires oxygen at times. So, you require to suck in a lot of air. Many students with low hemoglobin level yawn in your class, right? And it is a very natural reaction. It's also where you cannot control yourself and you have to yawn. And one of the most contagious action, if one person yawns, at least another yawns. Okay? So what is this tipping point in relation to yawning? So what happens is, when somebody in your classroom yawns, then suddenly everybody yawns, starts yawning. So it is what we call is a tipping point, right? It is an example of a tipping point. So what is this theory to do with us? Okay, let me see. Have we done any progress here? No progress? So Ishita was very kind enough. You can please have a seat. She was keeping a tally of how many people are yawning during my presentation. She has the name, photographs, and we are going to find you and punish you. Okay, so till now, let me give you the numbers. I had about 20 slides. On that, per slide average, there were 2 yawns. And when I mentioned this slide, per slide there were 8 yawns. I know. Only a funny person like me would tabulate yawns. And so, these were like 2 yawns per slide. And then something happened and it raised to 8 yawns per slide. So what was it? Why I am behind yawning and all that? What's the big deal? So, I was using this lunch session specifically to get to this whole concept of making you yawn. Okay? Now, so there is something which happened which tipped you to do what I wanted you to do. And Villoo, you failed. You told me that you are going to go to sleep. Achha, you don't sleep during yawn. You don't yawn while you sleep. Okay, so the point is, we have a live example of how we can control human behavior by tipping off them of what they need to do. So I wanted you to think about all this, and I went on and went on. I know it's not important. By the way, just to clear it, this was a lie, okay? It doesn't damage your body. I just mentioned that in case somebody were controlling, they just, I know. Okay? So let us use that.